Hey everyone, welcome back to Miniature Painting 101, a series of videos where I teach you all about painting miniatures from start to finish and everything in between. And this is part 141. Where are these ideas coming from? Now these are going to be cool and clean tank treads. After the previous video, I was asked for by a subscriber to come up with a way of using a gray primer, specifically specified gray primer. I prefer black, so I'd say prime gray or black. The reason is with a gray primer, you have to cover the entire area. If you miss an spot with a black primer, it looks like you're just doing some heavy shadowing, and typically with a normal, like non-oil shade, it blends it quite nicely. However, with a gray primer, you gotta make sure you get complete coverage, because if you miss a spot, it will show, and that's the problem. But I do mind gray. I don't mind gray at all. You can still get a nice shine, as you can see here from gray. I definitely don't recommend over white. And my subscriber asked me to show how to do like a blue tinted tank tread, but really clean tones. But specifically blue tint. They want a very cold tint for like a Grey Knight army, for example. How would you do a very, very cold tint on like almost like a blue shining through the metallics? And that's what I'm going to try to show in this week's Miniature Painting 101 episode. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take CALEDON Sky, and then I'm going to take some wash medium and do it the same way that I showed in the previous video with wash medium. The previous time I used a wash medium in Miniature Painting 101. So about half water, half wash medium to thin it down. And I'm going to take this CALEDON Sky and I'm going to apply a pretty heavy coat, as you can see, but it has very nice surface tension. Basically, it's nice and thin, and I'm going to apply a pretty heavy coat of the CALEDON Sky. As I said, I thin it down with about 2 or 3 drops of water, and then 3 or 4 drops of wash medium. And I'm going to apply this to the entire tank treads. And as you can see, it's going to overwhelm the silvers, but what we're going to do is we're going to do a couple nice light dry brushes, or not dry brushes, one of them very light, with silvers. And what the silvers are going to do is they're going to go over the blues, but the blues will still remain underneath, and that's how you get that nice bluish tint underneath. That's what the subscriber wanted. So now we're going to take Iron Breaker and do a relatively, a medium dry brush of, dry brush, the medium referring to the strength of the dry brush that I'm doing, and just apply it over the treads. As you can see, I'm working perpendicular to the treads, and that way I'm just picking up on the patterns, or I'm working parallel with the treads, but perpendicular to the patterns. And as you see, it picks up and will build back up that silver, but it will keep the blue tones slightly underneath it and in the recesses and along the edges, and that will give the bluish tint, that cold feel to this metallics. So you see, I'm just going to work my way around the treads, frequently reloading my brush because I'm doing a dry brush, and I'm just going to pick up on all the raised surfaces and the treads and keep going. As you can see, it really does bring the silvers back, but it leaves a lot of that blue behind, and that's what we want for this effect. As you can see, I have to frequently reload my brush and put down the miniature because, again, dry brushing. The key is to frequently reload your brush, use the minimum amount of pigments that you want possible, and just keep going from there. Go. And I'll keep going around the entire treads. And when it's done, I'm going to now take RUNEFANG steel and just do an even lighter dry brush along the very tips of the treads, just to give it a bright shine to it. As I said, it was supposed to be clean and cool. So we're going to take our RUNEFANG steel and just do a very, very light dry brush. So you can see it picks up on the very raised surfaces and gives it that like whitish shine of metallics. And that's about it. As you can see, I'm just doing very, very light dry brush with the RUNEFANG steel, and we've accomplished our effect because it's very cool tones, and it'll end up being, as you can see, I'm just constantly wiping out my brush, and I'm going to keep going. But it's very clean tones. It's not very dirty at all. It's a very clean tread pattern. It doesn't show any dirt or any darkness, but it does have that nice, cool tone to it, and that's what we want to do using essentially the key is for this was the medium. The wash medium really was really nice for this particular effect. And here's what the model looks like when it's completely done with the treads. And as you can see, as you hit it with your light, you can clearly see there's a nice, cool, bluish tone underneath the silvers, and it's nice and clean. And that is how you do a cool and clean shank pattern.
So thank you so much for watching this episode of Miniature Painting 101. I really hope you enjoyed and learned a bit about painting cool, metallic, tired shreds. And stay tuned for next week's episode, part 142, which is just around the corner. Leave comments in the comment section down below of what you want me to cover in future videos. I'll do my best to make sure every suggestion happens. So thank you for watching, thank you for supporting my videos. Until next time, this is Jay saying, happy painting, everyone.